Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that can transform the way you experience your life, something so profound that it can shift your perspective and lead you to a more peaceful, fulfilled, and purposeful existence. And that is allowing God to lead you every single day. We live in a world where the noise is deafening. From the moment we wake up, we are bombarded by expectations, demands, distractions, and endless possibilities. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of trying to control everything, trying to figure it all out on our own. But in that constant striving, we often miss something very simple, yet incredibly powerful. The peace that comes from letting go and allowing God to lead. Now, I want to invite you to consider something. Imagine waking up every morning and simply saying, God, I surrender my day to you. Imagine releasing the need to control every single detail, trusting that there is a greater force guiding you, a force that knows you better than you know yourself. This isn't just about a religious practice. This is about shifting your mindset. It's about understanding that you're not alone in your journey. You are deeply connected to something greater, a source of wisdom, strength, and love that wants only the best for you. The key is to be open to it. Every day is an opportunity to realign with that higher guidance. But how do we tap into it? How do we truly allow God to lead us? It begins with presence. So often we are caught up in the past, replaying old memories and mistakes, or we are anxiously projecting into the future, worried about what's to come. But the divine works in the present moment. It speaks to us through the stillness, through the quiet whisper in our hearts, through the moments of peace that arise when we stop forcing and simply listen. When you allow God to lead, you create space in your life to receive clarity. It's not about hearing a voice from the heavens. It's about feeling guided by something deeper with the answers, the direction are already there, waiting for you to tune in. And here's something truly powerful. When you let go of your need to control and trust that you are being guided, something miraculous happens. Your energy shifts. You stop resisting and you align with the force of creation. Your thoughts become more positive, more focused. The fears and doubts that once held you back lose their power. And in that state, the universe begins to conspire in your favor. You see, allowing God to lead you doesn't mean you sit idly by. It means you act with faith, with courage, and with trust. And with trust, you take inspired steps forward, but you do so with the understanding that you are not walking alone. You are walking with purpose, with divine guidance. It's easy to look at the world and feel overwhelmed by all the uncertainty. But when you surrender to a higher power, you realize that uncertainty becomes an invitation for growth. The challenges, the unknowns, are no longer threats, they are opportunities to deepen your faith and connection. So today, I urge you to start living differently. Start allowing God to lead you, one step at a time. Embrace the unknown with trust. Release the burden of control and open your heart to divine wisdom. Watch as your life transforms, not in big, grandiose ways all at once, but in small, subtle shifts that bring more peace, more clarity, and more joy into your everyday. Remember, the divine is always there, ready to guide you, to support you, to love you. All it takes is your willingness to listen and to let go. Allow God to lead you and watch how the path unfolds in ways you could never have imagined. Surrendering control and trusting divine guidance is one of the most powerful steps you can take in your life. We live in a world that often places immense pressure on us to be in control of everything, from our careers to our relationships to our future. This need for control can leave us feeling anxious, exhausted, and overwhelmed as we try to manage every detail. But what if the key to true peace lies in releasing that grip? When you surrender control, you're not giving up or being passive. Rather, you are choosing to acknowledge that there is a force greater than yourself guiding you. You are recognizing that your individual will, while important, does not have to bear the weight of the world. The moment you let go of the need to control everything, you open yourself up to a higher wisdom, one that can lead you in ways that surpass your own understanding. Trusting divine guidance means acknowledging that there is a deeper plan at work. It requires faith that even when things don't go according to your own plans, there is a greater purpose unfolding. This shift in perspective allows you to navigate life's challenges with a sense of ease and confidence. Instead of constantly striving to manipulate outcomes, you can move through life with an open heart, trusting that each moment is part of a bigger picture. When you stop trying to force things to happen on your own terms, you create space for the divine to step in. You begin to recognize signs, synchronicities, and opportunities that were once overlooked. This trust isn't a one-time act. It's an ongoing practice of letting go and staying open to the guidance that comes. The more you practice surrendering, the more you'll find that life flows in ways you could never have planned or anticipated. Cultivating presence in every moment is a transformative practice that can radically shift how you experience life. We often find ourselves either reliving the past or worrying about the future, leaving little room for the beauty and clarity of the present. But when you truly focus on being present, you tap into a deeper state of awareness where clarity, peace, and divine guidance reside. Being present means tuning out the noise, whether it's the distractions of technology, the demands of others, or your own anxieties about what comes next. It's about grounding yourself in the here and now, experiencing life as it unfolds without trying to rush or control the outcome. This presence brings a sense of calm as it quiets the mind and opens the heart to the richness of each moment. In this state, you're more attuned to the subtle nudges of divine guidance, the intuitive feelings that help steer you in the right direction. When you cultivate presence, you become more aware of your surroundings, your emotions, and your thoughts. You notice the small details, like the way the sunlight hits the trees or the gentle rhythm of your breath. In doing so, you reconnect with your true self, free from the external pressures that cloud your vision. This presence is not about achieving perfection, but about simply being, accepting each moment as it is without judgment or expectation. Being fully present also allows you to let go of the need to control the outcome of any situation. Instead, you surrender to what is, trusting that each moment is an opportunity for growth, learning, and connection. Releasing the past and stopping the fear of the future are essential steps toward living a life led by divine guidance. So often we carry the weight of past experiences with us, whether they're mistakes, regrets, or unresolved emotions. These memories shape how we view ourselves in our future, often limiting our potential by keeping us tethered to what has already been. The truth is that the past is over, and it no longer has the power to define who we are in this moment. Yet many of us continue to live in its shadow, letting it dictate our decisions, actions, and outlook on life. Letting go of the past requires more than just intellectually acknowledging it. It means releasing the emotional charge that keeps you attached to it. This release doesn't mean forgetting, but it does mean freeing yourself from its control. You begin to realize that you are not your past mistakes, nor are you the sum of past failures. As you let go, you make space for the present moment to unfold without the burden of old stories weighing you down. At the same time, fear of the future can be just as paralyzing. We often worry about what might happen, creating scenarios in our minds that cause anxiety and stress. This fear can prevent us from fully embracing the present, as we're constantly projecting into a future that hasn't even arrived. By releasing that fear, you acknowledge that the future is unknown and that worrying about it only takes away from your power in the present. When you let go of the past and stop fearing the future, you open yourself up to divine guidance in the present moment. You trust that each step you take now is part of a greater plan, and that everything you need will be revealed as you move forward. Tuning into the stillness for clarity is a practice that brings immense peace and guidance into your life. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly bombarded with information, tasks, and the noise of everyday living. This external noise, along with the internal chatter of our minds, can cloud our ability to hear the quiet voice of intuition and divine wisdom. Yet it is in the stillness that we often find the most profound answers. When you learn to tune into the stillness, you create a space for clarity to arrive. This stillness isn't just about silence. It's about quieting your mind and being fully present in the moment, allowing yourself to step away from the hustle and chaos. In these moments of peace, you reconnect with your true self, free from the distractions and the clutter of your thoughts. It's here that you can hear your inner guidance more clearly, whether it comes as a gentle whisper or a deep knowing. The stillness invites you to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to observe what is happening around you without judgment. It's in these pauses that you begin to feel the subtle nudges of divine guidance, helping you navigate the next step in your life. When you embrace stillness, you allow yourself the opportunity to listen to the quiet, subtle movements within and the wisdom of the universe. This practice of tuning into stillness requires patience and intention. It means setting aside time to be alone with your thoughts, whether through meditation, prayer, or simply being in nature. In these moments, you stop trying to figure everything out with your mind, and instead, you open yourself to receive the clarity that comes from a deeper place of knowing. It's in the stillness that true insight emerges. Aligning with the divine energy of creation is about understanding and embracing the interconnectedness of all things. When you recognize that there is a higher energy, a force greater than yourself, you begin to see how everything in your life is part of a larger divine plan. This energy is the source of all life, and it flows through you, through nature, through every living being, and through the universe itself. By aligning with this energy, you begin to move in harmony with the flow of life, rather than resisting or struggling against it. To align with divine energy, you first need to recognize that it is always present, always available. It's not something you need to chase after or achieve. It's something you need to tune into. Just as the earth is always in motion, always in rhythm with the universe, you too are part of this divine flow. The more you attune yourself to it, the more you begin to feel a sense of purpose, ease, and connection to everything around you. This alignment means letting go of personal ego and control and trusting in the greater plan. When you are aligned with divine energy, you no longer feel the need to force things to happen. You trust that what is meant for you will come in its own time, and that the universe is always working to support you. You learn to act with intention, but without attachment to the outcome. You take inspired action, moving with the flow, and trusting that each step is part of the unfolding of something much larger than yourself. When you are aligned with this divine energy, your actions, thoughts, and feelings become more coherent with the universal flow. You begin to attract more positivity, abundance, and opportunities as you are no longer resisting or fighting against the current of life. Acting with faith and inspired action is one of the most powerful ways to live in alignment with divine guidance. Faith isn't just about believing in something without evidence. It's about trusting in the unseen forces that support you and knowing that you are being guided even when you can't yet see the full picture. It's the trust that even in moments of uncertainty or challenge, there is a greater plan at work and everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Faith allows you to take steps forward even when the path isn't fully clear. It's the courage to act even when the outcome is unknown. It's the inner knowing that your actions are guided by something greater than yourself, and that by moving forward, you are aligning yourself with the flow of life. Acting with faith means trusting that your steps are not in vain, even if they seem small or insignificant at the moment. It means knowing that the universe will meet you halfway as you take inspired action. Inspired action is different from forceful action. It's not about pushing yourself to do things out of obligation or fear, but rather about responding to the quiet nudges and inspirations that come from within. It's about being open to the divine messages that guide you toward the next step, and then taking that step with confidence. Inspired action flows naturally and effortlessly because it's aligned with your true purpose and the greater plan. When you act with faith and inspired action, you open yourself up to new possibilities, opportunities, and experiences. You stop waiting for everything to be perfect before you move, and instead you trust that each step is part of the divine unfolding. It's through this combination of faith and inspired action that you begin to see the world shift around you. Embracing uncertainty as an opportunity for growth is a key mindset shift that can radically transform how you approach life. We often fear uncertainty because it feels uncomfortable and unpredictable. The unknown can trigger anxiety, making us cling to the safety of what is familiar, even if it no longer serves us. However, the truth is that uncertainty is an essential part of the human experience and can be one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and transformation. When you embrace uncertainty, you stop resisting the unknown and allow it to become a space of possibility. Instead of seeing it as a threat, you begin to view it as a fertile ground where new ideas, experiences, and opportunities can take root. Uncertainty forces you to let go of control and trust in the process of life. It requires you to surrender your need for predictability and embrace the mystery of what is to come. This shift in perspective opens up new avenues for creativity, learning, and self-discovery. Uncertainty is often the birthplace of change. It's in the moments of not knowing where we find the courage to step outside of our comfort zones, to take risks, and to try things we never thought possible. These are the moments that lead to breakthroughs, whether in our personal lives, careers, or spiritual journeys. Growth occurs when we push through the discomfort of not having all the answers, when we are willing to trust that the path will reveal itself as we move forward. Rather than seeing uncertainty as something to fear, when you embrace it, you begin to recognize it as a sign that you are evolving, expanding, and being guided towards something greater than what you could have ever planned for yourself. Allowing divine guidance to shape your thoughts and decisions is a powerful practice that can profoundly impact the way you move through life. Our thoughts are constantly shaping our reality, but too often they are driven by fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs. When we allow divine guidance to influence our thinking, we begin to align our minds with a higher wisdom that transcends our personal limitations. This alignment brings clarity, peace, and direction, enabling us to make choices that are in harmony with our true purpose. The divine speaks to us in subtle ways, through intuition, inner knowing, or a quiet sense of clarity that arises when we are still enough to listen. By tuning into these messages, we start to let go of the mental noise that usually governs our decisions. Instead of making choices out of fear, worry, or the desire for control, we begin to make decisions that feel right in our hearts and align with the greater. This shift in thinking leads us toward more authentic and fulfilling outcomes, rather than being swayed by external pressures or old habits. When we allow divine guidance to lead our thoughts, we cultivate a mindset that is open to possibility. We stop overthinking or second-guessing ourselves, and we trust that the right thoughts, the right ideas, and the right opportunities will present themselves when we are ready to receive them. This mindset creates a sense of calm and confidence, as we realize we do not have to force things to happen or rely on our limited understanding of what is best for us. Instead, we can trust that divine guidance is steering us toward the right path, one step at a time. Trusting that the universe is working in your favor is a profound realization that can transform how you experience life. It is easy to feel like we are alone in our struggles, fighting against obstacles, or dealing with setbacks that seem unfair or out of our control. But when we trust that the universe is working in our favor, we shift from a mindset of scarcity and resistance to one of abundance and flow. This trust is rooted in the belief that everything that happens, whether good or bad, is ultimately part of a larger plan that is unfolding for our highest good. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing them as obstacles that are meant to hold us back. However, when you trust that the universe is supporting you, even in the most difficult times, you begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. You realize that every setback is simply redirecting you toward a better path, even if you can't immediately see it. This trust allows you to move through life with greater ease, knowing that the struggles you face today are preparing you for something greater tomorrow. Trusting that the universe is working in your favor also means understanding that you don't have to force outcomes. Instead of struggling against life or trying to control every aspect of your journey, you can relax into the flow of the universe. You can trust that the right opportunities, people, and experiences will come into your life at the perfect time. This trust frees you from the burden of worry and allows you to embrace the unknown with confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding just as it should. Letting go of resistance to experience peace and joy is one of the most liberating practices you can embrace. Resistance often manifests as a constant struggle against life's circumstances, whether it's fighting against challenges, trying to control outcomes, or holding on to expectations that aren't serving us. This resistance creates tension within, blocking the flow of peace, joy, and divine guidance. When we resist what is, we prevent ourselves from fully experiencing the present moment, as we're too focused on what we don't want or what we think should be different. Letting go of resistance means allowing life to unfold naturally, without trying to force things into place. It's about releasing the need for control and accepting that there are aspects of life we cannot change. When we surrender to what is, we free ourselves from the internal struggle And in that freedom, peace begins to emerge. We stop battling against life and instead begin to flow with it, trusting that everything is happening as it is meant to. This process of letting go also opens the door to joy. When we stop resisting, we allow ourselves to experience life as it comes, without judgment, without expectation, and without the constant need for things to be different. In this space of surrender, joy arises naturally. It's not something we have to chase after or try to create. It's a feeling that emerges when we release the tension of resistance and simply allow ourselves to be present. Letting go of resistance does not mean giving up or resigning ourselves to life's challenges. Instead, it means recognizing that peace and joy are found not in control, but in acceptance. By surrendering to the flow of life and trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly, we open ourselves to deeper experiences of peace, joy, and fulfillment.